So this is your class. I will be asking you at different points to respond. Please show the courtesy to do so. Look for your emojis. You can unmute your mics. You can talk. This is a classroom. Uh, Imagine being on this side and just speaking and getting no responses back. Thank you, Henry. I appreciate that. One of the things with online classes, people say there is no connection. Well, if you're not responding, of course there is no connection. If you're just turning it on and walking away, don't do that. Just wait for the recording. That's the way to do it. So I want to make this as interactive as possible. You're going to find in many other careers, people are using online training to educate you and further your careers, especially those of you that are going into the veterinary fields, the medical assisting. You're going to have continuing education that is required for your certifications, and they're going to have a camera in front of you viewing you to make sure that you are staying put all throughout your training. You're going to be monitored during that. If you get up, you fail your certifications. So please keep that in mind. These types of trainings are things that do happen in all careers, not just those. So kind of get used to these type of situations. One thing I want to talk about is here in just a minute is how you get your attendance in the class. Some people are not doing that attendance correctly, and you will not be getting attendance going forward if that is not done correctly. So I want to make sure everybody is doing that. So I'm going to be doing some screen sharing here, and I'm going to share this whole screen here. Go to the home screen, get my system here to catch up. Well, that didn't help. Here we go. There we go. Make this look like yours. So after the class where you watch the recordings, if you're looking for those recordings, it is with the gray button. And down here where it says past recordings, you click on that, you'll see the recordings show up there. Okay. Now, one thing with attendance, once you miss attendance, if you don't do the assignment for the attendance, it cannot be made up. It's just like in a live class. If you miss Monday, you can't go in Tuesday. Turn the clocks back and get attendance for the day before. So, how do you get attendance? You go into the week we are in, which is week 1, click on that. And tonight, after the session, which I will be presenting a question in this session. You don't get to randomly pick an assignment and think you're going to get attendance for doing that. You have to come here and click on the live conference participation assignment. Then you're going to click here on the green button. You're going to click text entry. You're going to type your response to the assignment that I give you in the lecture, or you're going to see it in the recording, and then you're going to click submit assignment. It does not matter how many assignments you do in a day. If you do not do these participation assignments, you will not gain attendance. This is considered very much like a ground course, and that participation assignment is proof that you attended the class. I do not set this up. I have to go by the rules. That is what I have to do to get you attendance. Okay? Everybody understand that? Yes, yes. See some emojis, please. Okay? All right. Okay. So when these presentations happen and these recordings happen, if you choose not to watch the recordings or attend the live session, you are still responsible for the course material. Just like if you don't read the text messages and the emails sent to you, you're still responsible for the materials in them. All right. Okay. Those are completely audited. Okay. Meaning an audit trail is made every time those emails and texts are sent, showing what time, date, and who they're sent to. So please Understand that these things are kept track of to let us know that you did have those sent to you. Okay? I want to keep these things available to you and keep you informed of what needs to be done and how they are to be done. Okay. At the same time, as students in a college course, you have responsibilities as well. Okay. Now, I don't like to take that kind of stance, but unfortunately, there are some people that have decided that they do not want to do things according to what needs to be done. So I do have to present that. So I'm sorry to sound harsh at the beginning of this class tonight, but I want to make sure before we get further into this class that everybody knows what the requirements are. Okay. Now, again, everything opens on Mondays, and your due dates in here, these are the days you should be trying to complete assignments. Okay. Sunday at 11:59, these assignments will close and lock. So if you're not doing the assignments, you're not keeping up. Sunday at 11:59, the classes are going to close and lock these assignments. Okay? So assignments that were due Tuesday, I realize we get out of the class late at night, but tomorrow I'm going to go through anything that was Tuesday. I'm going to be putting in temporary zeros if it has not been completed so you can see how it's impacting your score. On Friday, anything that is due on Wednesday, I'm going to be doing the same. So you can see kind of how this is affecting you. This is not to show as punishment or anything, but to kind of let you know, hey, you're not getting to the end of the week with a perfect 100, and then bam, after Sunday, your grade goes all the way down. It's to let you know these do need to be completed. All right. So now we've got that taken care of. Let's talk about these assignments that we've already completed. The personality test. How did y'all like it? Good? Find some interesting things? Yes, yes. Yeah. Your replies on that personality test were incredible. I have to tell you this because I saw some really, really good things in your responses to the personality test, those of you that have done it. And I put feedback. So if you go into your grades and check that out, you can click on it there or you can get to it from the big thing. You'll see responses here. You'll be able to click on those and you'll see information in there. So again, you can get to it from here or you can click the big button. It says grades right there. So go back in and take a look. Some of you have some tremendous skills and things with those qualities, and you'll see how important they are to people who are doing the hiring on where they can place you. Now, some people are a little bit on the shy side or they come out as introverts. Again, this is a great quality because what it does is it emphasizes where you would be perfect on a team. An introvert does not mean that you cannot work with a team. It just means that you work well with a smaller, close knit group of people. So maybe a huge team of 15, 20 people is not for you, but a small group of people would be perfect. So people who might be going into a medical assisting position or a veterinary assisting position, small practices might be better, or the same thing with an electrical company or a welding or HVAC. A large company might not be good, but a small company you would be ideal for. So by knowing these things, you can find the perfect place for you. So that's where these personalities tests shine. The other thing was the career plan. Now, some of you went overboard and you provided not only the two main items that I wanted, but you went into detail. Either way, hold on to this information because career plan step 2 and 3 will come later in the course. If you went into a lot of detail, especially hold on because that means you've already done part 2. And when part 2 comes around, you'll just have to turn around, submit the same information. You will need to provide that same information. I won't do that for you. You need to put that in there. But part 2 will boom, boom, be done for you. All right. So that's a good thing. So if you provide a lot of information, I put that in the notes back to you and said, keep this, give that back to me on part 2. Okay. So I want to save you some work. So we are here in Wednesday. This is where you're going to click to provide your answer after the lecture. But I want to talk about a couple of things. One of these is this resume session with career services. How many people have a resume already? Anybody got a resume? Couple of people? Yeah. Okay. How many people need a resume? If you don't have one, you're going to need one. Okay. So this assignment, I'm going to click on it. Okay, you will create a new resume or review your current resume next week with your career services advisor. This is very important. So even if you have one, you need to meet with them, okay? Because they're going to review it with you. Now, this is not my assignment. This is from career services, okay? Understand this. This is something career services runs and they demand this in this course. Okay. You will need to meet with them. It will be in person at your campus. Okay. So you will need to make an appointment with them and they will sign your resume. Okay. They have to physically sign it. Okay, let me make that clear. They have to sign. Do not leave without them signing it. Okay, you need to get this scheduled. Okay, so this assignment is just your scheduling them. Do not attach your resume to this. You have to get them to sign it. This is just you scheduling it. Each campus has a different way of scheduling depending on who which campus you belong to. Find your campus, schedule with them. You are not scheduling with me for today's assignment. Now, I'm not expecting you to do this tonight. You need to schedule and tell me the date and time of your appointment. Okay? So once you have that, just tell me the date and time of your appointment. Once you have that date and time, click Start Assignment, click Text Entry, put in the date and time of your appointment, and then Submit Assignment. Does everybody understand that? Awesome. Okay. There's no negotiating this, okay? It has to be done. In this class, there's no trading off assignments for assignments. I've had people ask that, I don't want to do this assignment. Is there something else I can do? No. Okay. There's very strict requirements for this course, and the ones with career services, unfortunately, they are what they are. If you cannot go to the campus, okay, listen very close. If you have transportation issues, etc., talk to career services. Let them know your situations. I cannot arrange that. Talk to them, okay? Let them know what's going on. Let them tell you how they will handle it. I can't tell them how they will handle it for you. All right? I want to make that clear. Okay. Your other assignment is going to be an informational interview. You're going to turn the tables. You're going to be the one who does the interview. And this is going to be somebody in your career field. It has to be somebody who's currently in the field. It can be somebody you know that's currently working out in the field now, somebody who's retired, somebody who is now instructor. So you can go interview your instructors and talk to them, but they need to be in your career field. If you don't have somebody, you can go to a business and ask them as well. Okay, but it needs to be somebody in your career field. And somebody at the campus is perfectly okay to go and talk to them. You've all had instructors at the campus, so you can discuss them. So you're going to talk to them to get more insight into the company. You're going, or not into the company, into your field. Okay. So there is a set of questions here that you can use from. Okay. You click on this, and these are some ideas. Don't go through and ask every single question on here of the person you're going to interview. These are some ideas. Okay. When you're talking to this person, think of things that you would like to know about your career. If you could ask them anything, find out. This is your chance to find more in depth information about your field. These are ideas, not a checklist of everything you should ask. And keep track of those answers. Okay. You're going to do 2 different interviews. This is the first one. This person needs to be in your career field. The next one that we will do, they will not be in your field or don't have to be. This one does. For this assignment, you're not doing the actual interview right now. You're just letting me know who you're going to interview, provide their first and last name, and explain how they are involved in your field. Tell me their position or title. I am not going to call them. I'm not going to disturb them at work. Okay? That's not the purpose. The purpose is to find out who they are and how they are involved, how they relate to your career field. Okay? You're going to interview them sometime in the coming week. Okay? So, sometime between now and next week, you will have the conversation with them. And it doesn't have to be in person. You can talk to them on the phone. So if the person you want to talk to is outside of this area, you can talk to them by phone. You can also talk to them via text or via email. It does not have to be verbal. Okay. Any questions about this particular assignment? Everybody good? This is not as difficult as some people might think. Uh, One of the easiest ways, talk to one of your instructors about this particular item. Many of them have done this in the past. So when you're ready, click Start Assignment. Right here, tell me the first and last name of who you're going to interview and how they relate to the field you're going into. Okay? So those are the assignments for today. We're getting through the week here. All right? So let's talk about what we need to talk about. Getting ready in the workplace. Now, yesterday's question was name your 3 hard and 3 soft skills. Name 3 of them. And you guys again did incredible. And so I was really impressed with that. Let me get this started. And we're going to talk about workplace readiness. And I want to make sure my pen is working here. So let me, there we go. Got a smiley face to get us going. And we're going to talk about these skills because, again, you guys nailed it. You got your hard skills, you got your soft skills. You guys nailed this. So I want to talk about these skills. We're going to be going through, we're going to describe basic skills, 3 categories of soft skills, ethics, because we hear this all the time, digital citizenship, and certification. So this is real important. Basic skills right here, because basic skills people may not realize are actually skills at all. Your ability to read, write, speak, listen, your math, and your technology. These are considered basic skills. You need these to function now in society. These are not just things that people can just skate by. You must have these. You cannot get by in jobs without these abilities. And now some people go, well, that's a given. No, reading means reading thoroughly. Okay, so if I give you a set of instructions, I don't want you to just read the very first part of it. You need to read the whole set of instructions from beginning to end. So I need you to go from A to B all the way through, not just start and assume you know what the rest is going to be. Okay, I'm moving my tablet. So if you see me getting more distant, that is why. Okay. When you're writing, don't just put in a bunch of filler words, put in the most needed words and make sure that you are covering everything that needs to be done. They are essential, and that's why you have uh, your English class. That's why you have your math class. That's why you have your computer class, because these things are now considered essential. Okay. So I had you list 3 soft skills. Okay. Now, your soft skills are also known as your employability skills, your foundation skills, your workplace skills, and transferable skills. Soft skills travel with you through every job. Okay. They're used when you're talking and communicating, and they're acquired in school and through life. Think about it. These are the things that you learn everywhere. Okay. So you not only learn them in school, but you use them everywhere. And this includes your decision making, your creative thinking, your problem solving, and visualization. Okay. So these things are the stuff that make up all of that. Okay. Now, your people skills. Okay. When you hear people skills, people will say, oh, I've got people skills. That should be your interpersonal skills, the way you get along with people. And these allow you to develop and maintain working relationships. If you don't have people skills, you cannot be on teams. You don't work well with people. So everybody has people skills, but how well developed are you? So when you tell people I have good people skills, think about your level and ability. Are you good with conflict management, etc.? Uh, your negotiation skills. Are you able to work with 2 people that are at different odds with each other and help solve that thing? Your leadership. Can you lead people, not just follow along? In your teamwork, are you truly a team player? Or do you just sit in the group on a team and follow along? A team player actually contributes and helps guide at different points. And that goes along with collaboration. When you're on a group of people, are you just listening and taking what work they give you, or are you providing input? Okay. So those things happen. And diversity. Are you okay with working with everybody in the team? Or do you not want to work with certain people? Do you not like somebody who has a stronger personality? Or do you not like working with people of different genders? If you can't work with people from diverse backgrounds or other situations, this could be an issue as well. Uh, are you okay with working with younger people, older people, less experienced people? Diversity comes in any number of different types, and you have to be able to work with them. Or you could find yourself shown the door because you cannot adapt. Okay. And personal qualities. Let's think about that. One of the big ones people don't think about with your uh, personal qualities, self esteem. Think about your self esteem. That comes into play more than people realize. Your self esteem, how you feel about yourself, your personal qualities. This is a soft skill. Feeling good about yourself is a skill. How many people hear negative, negative, negative over and over? It's become almost like an epidemic. Anybody else hear this? Am I the only one? Okay, yeah. We hear it on the news. We hear it from coworkers. We hear it from other classmates. We hear the negative. I had to do some negative tonight at the beginning. I didn't like it. So we have to build ourselves up. I want you to know that you guys did incredible so far this week. I have a few people who are not pulling their weight, but because of that, I had to come down hard at the beginning. I don't like that. I want everybody to excel and do incredible. And so many of you are. So please, I want you to build yourself up. I want you to think about that goal out there, okay? And you will reach it. Not will you reach it, you will. Turn that around. Not will you, you will. Okay? Can you all do that? Yes, yes. I need to see some thumbs up that you will reach those goals. Come on, y'all. Please wake up, wake up, wake up. Yes, yes, yes. Somebody's awake. There we go. You will reach those goals. If you don't think you will reach those goals, it's going to be that much harder. Okay? And another one that's really big, let's talk about this one, responsibility. Right here. You're responsible. You're responsible for yourself. Your success is driven by you. Your career is in your hands. You will decide if you and when you, not if you, when you are successful. You can do this and it's under your control. Okay? Think about that. It is in your control. You are the driving force behind your success, and you will decide how well you do this. The effort you put into this class and every class here at Southern Deck is going to determine the foundation for your success. And that foundation will build stronger and stronger with every piece of experience you gain. And the more successful you become, the better off you are at achieving the next goal. It's building a pyramid. Okay. And right now you're at the foundation. You're down here. So the more effort you put down here, the more sturdy that pyramid's going to be and the easier it is to reach the top. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. So let's talk about ethics. Why do we talk about ethics? Because we're talking about business ethics, and those are driven by your ethics. Okay, ethics are your principles, your beliefs that direct your behavior. I can't give you your beliefs, I can't give you your principles. But what I can do is I can try to hope that I can make you or guide you into believing in yourself so that you will want to achieve bigger and better goals. Okay. And how are those beliefs different than workplace ethics? Okay. So, workplace ethics are principles that define appropriate behavior in a business setting. Okay. So, you have your personal ethics, which are what you believe in, but workplace ethics define behavior on the job. So, you may think it's ethical to do something, but your work may not. So, what you think you can do is okay, but your work may not. A very good point would be what I say or the way I speak off the mic and off work is not acceptable in the classroom, right? I can't use my same language or I won't be here. I have a little bit of a rough mouth when I'm not on the class time, okay? So that's an example. Inappropriate behavior at work is not necessarily inappropriate for me according to my ethics. Okay, now these are two things that you need to watch out for right here and right here. Please get these right for the midterm. A code of conduct is a document that dictates how employees are to behave while at work or representing the company. An example would be is if you are wearing a shirt with your company logo on it, you are still representing the company even if you are off the clock. Has anyone ever had that happen? Get reprimanded because you're still wearing a uniform even though you're off the clock? I've known people this has happened. Disney employees, this is a big thing. As long as you are in their uniform, you are representing them. Okay. So a code of conduct dictates how you are to behave. Okay. Conduct, behave. Okay. Now, a code of ethics dictates how businesses should be conducted. Don't get those confused because of that word conduct. Ethics, a code of ethics is how business should be conducted. So it dictates things like if you're allowed to accept gifts. Okay. It tells how the business is to be run. That is the code of ethics. Both are documents. So when you get questions on the midterm, make sure you understand code of conduct is the employees, code of ethics is the business. All right. So those are very, very big things. Now, think about these things because it's going to come up later on today. Unethical and illegal behavior includes discrimination and harassment. And let's talk about these things, okay? Unethical behavior is wrong and sometimes illegal, okay? And it includes cheating on an exam is considered unethical, stealing office supplies, surfing the internet on company time, unless they tell you you can, returning used merchandise to a store for a refund, Okay, those are unethical things. And many companies will tell you what they consider are unethical. Okay, now discrimination is unfair treatment of an individual based on race, gender, religion, national origin, disability, or age. Okay, notice sexual orientation is not in there because that has never been approved at the federal level. Okay, so that is discrimination, unfair treatment. Okay, so this is unfair treatment. Now, harassment is any unsolicited conduct down here. Towards another person based on his or her race, gender, national origin, age, or disability. Again, no sexual orientation. So the difference is discrimination is unfair treatment and harassment is unsolicited conduct. So one is an action and one is a treatment. Okay. Now, what sets these things um, into a higher category, it does not have to happen to you. You can witness it. So somebody can witness these things here and you can be in trouble for it. Okay. So if you do this, you can get in trouble for it. Okay. So harassment would be if you have a poster on your wall that is considered harassment if that has images in it that people find offensive. That is harassment. Discrimination would be not allowing somebody to move up or get a job based on their gender, religion, origin, disability, or age. Okay. Now, digital citizenship, this is something that is a term that many people may not have heard. Okay. Now, what it refers to is responsible use of technology and the internet. Okay. Now, what that really means is making sure personal information and privacy is upheld. Respect work and intellectual property of others. You can't just give away software. You can't just give away electronic information. Be aware of online safety and security. Okay. Use technology for positive communication and collaboration. You can't use it to slam people. You can't use it to be offensive online. Okay. So, what is your digital footprint? It includes the websites you go to, content you share, comments you posted, and your digital footprint stays. As you go around, you leave information. Information people don't realize may stay around a lot longer. Okay. And we are going to talk more about that in week 4 when we talk about protecting your identity, how deep these digital footprints go. But know that if you do things at work, that you are also using that with your company's identification. So you need to be aware of that because you are putting them at risk. Now, pretty much everybody has heard of cloud computing, putting things in the cloud by now. But if you haven't, there are servers, which are large systems for storing, storage, and software application. They are up in the cloud. That doesn't mean that they are floating in the air, but they are offsite, away from you, and that's where the information is. And that is where programs, applications, etc. are, and you're actually running them from a distance. And when you're using those, you need to be aware of changing passwords, making sure not to give information out. Be aware when you're connecting that the place where you're connecting is not capturing your logins and passwords and that those are being kept safe. Right here, it is unethical and illegal for you to download software that has not been purchased and registered by the employer. If they ask you to do that, just keep in mind that you could be the one prosecuted. Okay? Things have to be licensed, and if not, you are pirating it. So please be aware if your company asks you to do that, you could be liable just like them. Now, this is something that's definitely going to come up. Intellectual property. If you are working for a company and you create something, listen up, welders. If you create something on that CNC machine and you are at work, even if it's after hours, you do not own that. Okay. You do not own that pattern. You do not own that intellectual property. It is theirs. So if you create something and it goes viral and lots of people buy it, and they may let you make it and make it and make it and then sue you for all the profits. Okay? Keep that in mind. When you create something and you've been through the computer classes and you do blueprints, etc., anything you do, make sure you put a watermark on it. Anybody familiar with the watermark? Anybody out there? Yes? Okay, so if you draw up plans or you draw up estimates for projects for anybody, HVAC, electrical, anybody, make sure you put your watermark on it. The reason why you do this, if you're using Word, etc., there's an easy thing to insert and it says watermark. You stamp your name all the way across that. That way they can't take it to somebody else and have them make it cheaper. Okay? Protect yourself. And the reason being is you don't want them to take that exact blueprint, etc., somewhere else and to use it. Okay? So that is yours. That's your intellectual property. But if you're on company time or not on company time, if you use company equipment, it's theirs. Okay? The other thing is you want to make sure it's copyrighted so nobody else can take it. Make sure before you market it out there, you look into copyright. Infringement is when you take somebody else's and you're infringing on their stuff. Okay? You cannot share recipes. You cannot share anything that is unique to that company. That is their intellectual property. They own it. It is stealing. Okay. Plagiarism. Don't do it in this class. We run things through plagiarism checkers and that. Your work is your best work. Really, I don't expect perfection. I want you. I want your information. I want you to be honest. Because you know what? If you're not honest in this class, you're not going to be an honest employee. You're going to be found out. You're going to be fake. You're a fraud. Don't do it. Okay? If you've done this in the past, change. Be honest, be true, be real. You will go a lot further because everything fake catches up and you crash hard. If something goes wrong at work and you are the cause of it and somebody asks, own up to it because if they're asking, they know the truth and they're checking to see if you will own up to it. Okay? I'll tell you that from years of experience. If somebody's asking, they know the answer. That is truth. If they're asking, they know the answer. Every parent out there knows that. Am I right? If you're asking the question, you know the answer. Think about that. If you do something wrong, own up to it, clean up your mess, go on. Okay? So a copyright acknowledges ownership of the work and specifies that only the owner has the right to sell it. Okay? Plagiarism is when you claim another person's material is your own. And proprietary information is any work created by a company, employees on the job that is owned by the company. Yeah, you created it, they own it. Okay? And then netiquette, interesting word. This is etiquette used when communicating electronically. Yeah, if you're on the internet, you need to communicate properly. Okay? Social and professional guidelines. Don't use slang when you're on the job. Don't talk the same way you do in your text. Uppercase, lowercase, punctuation. You're being a professional. Okay? Use the same courtesy as you do face to face in a professional situation. Okay? As long as you're representing your employer, you need to be proper. Okay? Remember the human. Okay? The person on the other side is a person. Same standards as you do in real life, and know where you are. You are on the job. Respect other people's time and bandwidth. Don't blow their phone up. Don't blow their email up. And remember to respect their time. So don't do it late at night, normal business hours. Make yourself look good. If you're being the professional, you look good, okay? Make sure you show that you are knowledgeable and don't get into arguments with people. Those words stay forever and they can be used against you. Keep a clear head. Be the professional. Let them burn themselves out. Just be the responsible one. Okay? Never share their information with anybody else and don't abuse their power. Okay? Don't abuse it. Respect your position, but don't hold it over people's heads. And everybody makes mistakes. If you make a mistake, you want to move on, let others do the same. Okay, now people go through certification and others will say, well, I did it without going to school, blah, blah, blah. Good for them. But certification shows that you are focused, you're dedicated, and you have the ability to learn at a specific level. Okay. And some jobs will not hire you if you have not achieved certification. Okay. And some will, but some won't. Some people are being let go because they are not certified. They're given a certain time period to receive that certification. And if they don't, they're given the boot now. Okay. And some certifications, this is key. Not all certifications are subject specific. Okay. Think about it. Some jobs require you to know CPR. Okay. CPR. But CPR is not job specific. It's certifiable, but it's not limited to one job. So this is going to be a question on the midterm, and so many people miss it. So certification is not subject specific as far as job relation. Okay. And certifications also determine if a person is qualified for a job. They don't have to guess. If you reach a certain certification, they know you can do the basic components of a job. Whereas if you're not certified, they have to guess. So you might just be eliminated just because you're not certified. You also stand a better chance of moving up and at a higher pay rate. Okay. So if you're preparing for a certification exam, a couple of things. Number one, make sure it's legitimate. that you're taking it at a legitimate test site, because there's a lot of fake ones out there. Make sure it has a real address. Find out where they're certified through. Make sure that you do your research and that they're just not going to take your money. And what happens if you should not pass? What do they do? Do you get to take it again, or is your money just gone? Okay. And make sure that you do take formal prep classes so that you're prepared. Okay. Know what the format's going to be. Do you take pens, papers, or is it online? Make sure you know about that. And find out if you have to have identifications, etc. Okay. And know when and where you have to be prior. Okay. Any questions about anything I've gone over? Anybody? We good? Yes, yes. We good? Got one thumbs up. Everybody else fall asleep? Nope, got two. There we go. All right. Everybody's anxious for that question, right? Okay, so here we go. The question: describe a time when you saw an employee do something unethical. Now, this could be something you thought was unethical or your business would have thought was unethical. What did you do? If you've never seen anybody do something that was considered unethical, tell me. Go back into that assignment for today, click that start button, type in your response. Okay? And that's your question for today's participation to gain attendance. Don't forget the other assignments, but this is for attendance right here. Okay? So make sure you get this for attendance. All right? Everybody good? Yes, yes? Okay. So that is it for today. Tomorrow will be the last lecture of this week. So please get in there, look at week 1. Make sure you're going through there, checking out those assignments. I am trying to get those graded as quickly as you do them so that you're aware of where you are. And I will see you tomorrow, 6 p.m., for the last live session of the week. All right. Y'all have a good evening.